What is up, Notary Nerds? It's your girl, Monica, here to show you how to use Google Sites to establish a professional-looking government contracting website that you can use in conjunction with your capability statement. Now, we talked about capability statements in a previous video, and basically that's a 1 or 2 pager, preferably a 1 pager, that it's a marketing tool that you provide to a government contracting officer so that they can know a little bit more about your company and what it's capable of doing. Now, on that capability statement, typically you're going to provide them a link to your website. Now, some of you may already have a website. That's great. However, you want to make sure you have at least a page dedicated on your website so that the government contracting officer, when they visit it, will learn what they need to learn about you as it relates to the opportunity you're going for. And an opportunity, for those of you guys new to government contracting, is basically something that is the government offering you an opportunity to go after a contract. Maybe it's a request for information, it's still in the request for information stage or the request for qualification stage, but an opportunity is a potential government contract as far as our training is going to be concerned. So I'm looking at my drive, and as you can see, it's well organized. If you're a Notary Nerd student, you are familiar with this format of organizing. And in my C folder, I have my Certified Notary Medical Courier folder, which I need to go in. And then in government contracting and capability statement and all of the things. So what I'm going to do now is create a folder for my website. And in that folder, I'm going to open up that folder. I'm going to create a new item, and I'm going to go over to new and then go down to Google Site and create and share. Now, while it's putting this template together, I'm going to be using Canva and showing you a couple of little tricks that I've learned to make the Google site not look so googly, if you know what I mean. So as you notice, this header is a long rectangular header. Over in Canva, I like to go and use a Google header to be able to create a background that I like instead of the Google template backgrounds. So I'll choose the Google Classroom header, and it's a nice long rectangle just like my Google site. And I will go over here to elements, and I can search for all kinds of backgrounds. I can do textured backgrounds. You can do, all types of backgrounds. Anyway, so I'm just going to I'm going to get a black background. And of course, you want to make sure that the look and feel of your site coincides with the look and feel of your capability statement. This is kind of cool. So it's kind of satiny. Let me see what that's going to look like once I set it as the background. So I'm going to right click and click set image as background. That's kind of cool looking. So I'm going to download that. I'm not going to make it transparent, but I'm just going to go ahead and download it. Now I'm going to hop back over to my Google site. And instead of this, like I say, googly looking header, I want to make mine look a little better. So I'm going to click on image, upload that Google header that I just created in Canva, and that will be the beginning, right? So that's that. I'm going to change the name of the page title to my company name. I'm not crazy about that font, so I'm going to change it. Highlight the font. It's super easy to edit. I think I'm going to go with Lexington, and I'm going to go with semi-bold. All right, cool. And then you just grab and stretch whatever you want to, do to make it look like you want to make it look. Or you can, make the font smaller if that's the case. It looks like it doesn't want to let me stretch it out. There we go. So Complete Signings LLC. So that's my company name. Obviously, you would want to incorporate your logo. So here, what I'm going to do is go over to Insert, and I'm going to grab a content block that allows for me to put a photo as well as text. And here's a great place for me to do that. And for now, I'm just going to do the Notary Nerds logo. See if I can find it. There we go. See how this works? All right. And then here, I'm going to put, Certified Notary Medical Courier, which it's probably better that I put that graphic instead of the Notary Nerds graphic. So I'll go back and change that. But I'm going to go ahead and update this font real quick to the Lexington. You want to keep everything consistent if you can. Now, if you're a graphic designer and you have a better way of doing this, by all means, do it, because I am not a graphic designer by any means. But I do know that consistency is better for the eye if you don't really know what you're doing, right? So if you know what you're doing, great. But if you don't try to be all over the place with different fonts. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to change that photo out. I want to use a different image. So I'm going to upload the Certified Notary Medical Courier image instead. All right, so that's much better, right? That kind of makes more sense, especially since this website is going to be, going after notary contracts. Now, keep in mind that you want to keep your site on brand. So that header that's kind of dark really is not the best. So what I want to do is I'm going to hop back over to Canva and I'm going to upload the logo. And this is a really cool hack that I've learned along the way, is that you can upload anything to Canva and get the actual colors of it. So I'm going to upload this and I'm going to insert it over onto this background image. And as soon as I do, I can click on it and go up here to edit photo. Actually, not edit photo. So let me click on the actual header. Now, once I click on the actual header and it highlights the entire thing, now it will let me select the colors. So go up to the little color wheel and see what it does. It shows you what colors are currently involved. And so what you can do is hover over each one and determine what color it is. So I'm going to go ahead and go with 1E5C77. And when I do come over to my Google site, I can actually do that by changing that header out and coming back over here to themes. And over here, there's a little paint thingy. And I'm going to change this color to 1E5C77. I think that's it. I believe that's it. So I'm going to change that to that. And let me reset that first and then change it. There we go. I don't think it did it. All right, well, maybe I need to change the color on the actual header. Let's do it that way. Make sure I get the 1E5C77. So let's change the color of that to 1E5C77. 1E5C77. There we go. Okay, there we go, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and download. I'm not going to download it with the actual logo on it. Instead, I'm just going to download the header as the background color that I want, and then I'm going to upload it and change out that Google template color. Uh-oh, wrong image. I don't want the black anymore. I want the one that matches my logo. Yes. Okay. So here we go. We've got a seemingly nice looking, branded photo situation going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do here. Okay, awesome. And I'm going to insert a divider here. And yeah, okay, good. Awesome. So home of the medical, awesome. I'm going to make sure I put my trademark thing there. All right. So home, assorted, complete, signings. Okay, spell it correctly. Signings LLC is home of the Certified Notary Medical Courier of the largest network of certified notary medical couriers in the country. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so I would probably go on and talk more about that. And then here over on the right-hand side, I want to make sure that I talk about what we do, right? So I'm going to go to Pages, and I'm going to click on the plus button, and I'm going to say Same Day Dispatch. Same day delivery, right? I'm going to make sure my font is in line with the other page, which is the Lexington. It would be nice if this was all automatic, but unfortunately it is not. So I'm going to also make sure they know that they can dispatch within an hour or 24/7 dispatch. These are all things relevant to the courier, right? Because I'm going after courier contracts. So this is why I say, even if you have an existing website, that it's really good if you use Google Sites to do this, because that way you can make it really custom to the opportunity. And when I say opportunity, I'm basically referring to the government contract. So when the government contracting officer gets here, everything is relevant to them, right? To their what they're trying to fulfill. That government contracting officer is trying to get the right small business in connection with the right government agency to be able to perform on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-year contract. And this website is supposed to give them clues as to that, your capabilities to do that. And again, the capability statement was the thing that even attracted them to come to your website. So yes, if you have an existing website, great. However, you really want to consider making a website specifically for those government contracting opportunities that you're going to be pursuing. Okay, very, very important. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say something about leadership, or management rather, is probably a better thing to say there. Again, making sure everything is like it should be. So I'm just building the framework, and I'm going to go back in and fill in the dots, if you will, so that, you know, everything kind of flows. So right now I've got management first, I've got that second. So if you want to ever reorganize the order, you can do that just by scooting things around, right? So I want management to be last, right? And then the last thing I want to do is invoicing. So I'm hitting all the highlights, everything that I would think that government contracting officer would want to know about. And I'm going to add one more. I think hiring practices would be good, because all of these solicitations, I'm noticing that they are concerned about wages. So I'm going to put hiring practices here and then develop some stuff about that. So when the government contracting officer comes and looks at this website, they know that I have excellent hiring practices, which means that they will not likely have issues with performance, because if people are paid well, then they typically show up to work, right? All right, so these are all the main things that I would want to talk about as far as that goes. So this is how I would begin building out this framework for a site, and it's completely free in Google. I would go in and do some other things like adding some photos and some different things like that. But as you can see, Google makes it very easy for you just to create a site. And we'll preview it here just a moment so that you can kind of get, there we go. It takes it a second to load. There we are. So this is what it looks like so far. This is what it would look like on a mobile device, and this is what it would look like on a tablet. So again, super fun to play with. Definitely get into your Gmail, go into a Google site. I'm about to get real crazy with this and flesh this out. I'm waiting on my capability statement to get done, and then I'm going to get this done. And then once I have all of those things done, I'm going to go ahead and start marketing to these government contracting officers who are in need of courier services. So I'm excited about the opportunities coming up in 2024. I hope you guys are too. Okay, so that's it. If you are interested in pivoting your notary business into the courier space, specifically government contracts, we don't want to do what everybody else is doing, right? Signing up for a whole bunch of apps, driving all over town. That is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to use our elevated status as notaries public, the trustworthiness that comes with that, to market ourselves to the government as medical couriers, because of course we are going to get our HIPAA certifications and all of the things. And we're going to go after the big dog government contracts. We'll let everybody else on YouTube and TikTok handle all of the app stacking and signing up for 1,000 different companies. We'll let them do that. Our unique selling proposition is that we are notaries. People trust us instantly, so we don't have to spend a whole lot of time earning that trust. And as a result, we're going to go after the big dog, which is the government contracts, who are plentiful, by the way. You guys, if you haven't seen some of the awards that I've been sharing, they are huge. And not everybody is out of this brick and mortar building. Some people are operating their courier services out of their homes, just like you and I. So definitely take a look at the free training on how to become a notary courier if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.